Hi YouTube, Jack here, with another At the Movies with Black Rose 666. Today's film stars Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Ellen Wong. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, sorry I'm licking my lips by the way, it's chapstick. The film is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Now, this film is based off of a graphic novel series, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It's really cool, but I haven't actually read any of the books. I don't really have the money to buy them. If I saved up enough money rather than spending on anything shiny, I would have, but what are you going to do? There is shiny stuff, and apparently I must buy it. But anyway, the film and book series focuses on the Scott Pilgrim, he's 22, 23 in the books, and he lives in Canada, and he has a band called Sex Bob-omb. Bob-omb is from Mario, it's a little walking bomb that can explode on its own. And yeah, the band features Stephen Stills, Kim Pine, and young Neil. Young Neil really isn't in the band, he's just a groupie, but he knows all Scott's parts. Stephen Stills is the talent, and he's lead guitar and lead vocals. Kim Pine is the drummer, and she was Scott's ex-girlfriend. And as I said, she's a drummer. Scott plays bass. Now, the whole thing starts off with Scott dating a high school girl, 17 but 18 in the books, Knives Chow, played by Ellen Wong. Scott's played by Michael Cera. And Knives really wants to be like Scott's girlfriend, like properly, like be his girlfriend. But Scott's really not that into it, and that continues, and like gets stronger the not into it feeling, when Scott meets Ramona Flowers for the first time, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Now, Knives falls in love with Scott's band when he lets her hear Launchpad McQuack, aka, well, every song starts off with Kim like screaming this. Now, the official title of that is We Are Sex Bob-omb. And, yeah, every song they do has, like, either Kim or Scott screaming something. And after Knives hears this, she falls in love with the band, and falls more in love with Scott. But, like, after this, Scott sees Ramona Flowers for the first time in a dream of his. Ramona has this weird ability to use subspace. She can basically travel along this weird subspace, like, highway. It's, like, fast travelling for her. And, when Scott meets her, like, again, properly at a party, he finds out that she works at Amazon.ca. Canadian Amazon. So, he orders a package and goes on a date with her. The date ends up with him spending the night with her in her bed. Next morning, she gives him her number, with 7 little X's on the piece of paper, and he thinks are kisses. But turns out, those X's are her literal X's. Ramona Flowers has 7 evil X's, and Scott first sort of knows about this when he gets an email from Matthew Patel explaining the whole situation, which is, if Scott wants to date Ramona, he has to defeat her 7 evil X's. And Matthew Patel is X number 1. And Scott finds this out the hard way when after he's skimmed the email, deletes it. Matthew Patel bursts into a little gig that Crash and the Boys and Expo are at, and he kind of just tries to beat the shit out of Scott, and in the end Scott beats the shit out of him after defeating his 4 demon hipster chicks. All played by the same person, but they don't really use the same footage for each one. The woman actually recorded the whole thing 4 times. Very talented. Anyway, Matthew Patel can he can levitate and summon demon hipster chicks and shoot fireballs from his hands, and apparently sing. So yeah, once the fight's over, him and Ramona go home on the bus, and she tells him about the whole thing. Now, throughout the whole film, he has to defeat her 7 evil exes. That's Matthew Patel, Lucas Lee, Todd Ingram, and the 4th one. Constantly through the film, Ramona is correcting him. This is before the 4th evil ex. Ramona is correcting him by saying evil exes rather than ex-boyfriends, and Scott always says ex-boyfriends, and at that vital moment when he says, why do you keep saying evil exes, then he gets smacked in the face by the 4th evil ex, who you meet earlier, Roxy Richter, aka evil ex number 4, and she's the only female one. Ramona was a little bi-curious at the time, and that made Roxy bi-furious. That's a really funny quote. But yeah, she's half ninja, and she can do loads of cool ninja tricks and stuff. And Scott's a little reluctant to beat her at first, but in the end he does, with a little help from Ramona. Now, Lucas Lee is this pretty good skater who's now a pretty good actor, wipes out on a rail, so that's how he's defeated. Todd Ingram is in the Clash of Demon Head, the band that Scott's most recent ex, Envy Adams, is the lead singer. She's played by Brie Larson, and they do a very good cover. The Clash of Demon Head. They do a very good cover of Black Sheep by Metric. Hold on. Yeah, I doubt you've heard of it, but anyway. And Todd Ingram is the bass player for the band, and is dating Envy. And Lucas doesn't really have any powers or abilities apart from a little bit of strength and good skating, but he wipes out on this completely horrible rail. But Todd Ingram is a vegan, and as you know, being a vegan gives you telekinesis. Bullshit, but there you go. But he is defeated when he drinks a coffee with half and half in it. And the vegan police arrive and tell him that this is his 3rd vegan crime. First was eating gelato. He didn't really know that wasn't vegan. Then they explained it was milk and eggs, bitch. And then they told him he ate chicken parmesan. Yeah, cheese, not vegan. So vegan power's gone. And whenever Scott beats an ex, they turn into coins. So Scott wipes him out. There's one exception in the books and the game where Scott beats up Roxy. In the books and the game, she turns into little furry animals, which little Sonic-esque. But in the film, she turns into coins. fifth and sixth evil X's, the Katsunagi twins, and they are in an amp versus amp thing, where this song is played. Hurry up.
We are Sex Bob, and we're here to make you think about death and get sad and stuff!
That's Threshold. And eventually Scott beats them, but by this point Ramona has left Scott a tiny bit. And it's with her final evil ex, Gideon Graves, who Stephen Stills is trying to, has always been trying to get a contract with him, because he's the best indie producer there is. But Scott didn't know that the Gideon he was talking about was the evil ex-Gideon, and now Ramona's back with him. So Scott goes to get him at his new Chaos Theatre, a club, and they fight. But Knives, who Scott broke up with after he wanted to be with Ramona, she got together with young Neil, but then they broke up again, and Knives is now wanting to kill Ramona, because she broke the heart that broke hers. There's this whole thing. She says, you've done something to the person that did something to me. When it was with Envy Adams, she said, you've kissed the lips that kissed mine. With Ramona, it's you broke the heart that broke mine. It's the whole thing that she does. And now she's sort of ninja-esque and trying to kill Ramona with knives. And Gideon's fighting Scott with swords, and eventually Gideon kills Scott, but after Ken and Kyle's battle with Scott, he got a life, an extra life, he was in the game, and he used that to do it all over again, apologise to Ramona and Knives, because he told them that he cheated on them with each other, because he hadn't really broken up with Knives when he started going out with Ramona. They patched things up and they beat Gideon. During the film, Ramona says that Scott's another evil ex waiting to happen. So after Gideon's fight, Scott has to beat Nega Scott. But in the end, they just talk to each other and just agreed to go to brunch. And afterwards, Scott gets together with Ramona. Happy ending, yay. The music throughout the film is epic. They've got stuff by Beck, stuff by Metric, and Sex Bomb's songs, brilliant. And yeah, it's actually really cool. It's one of my favourite films at the moment. I've just been watching it and watching it and watching it and watching it. I want to learn bass. But yeah, casting choice for it was good. Storyline, I don't know. The one thing I don't like is that they didn't actually do Roxy's blowing up into furry animals. That would have been cool. I mean, even CGI ones, that would be fine. But yeah, I don't really have any video clips of it because, well, the actual video is on my playbook. I'm recording, can't show you that. No clips on this. So, sorry, but there you go. The longest at the movies with Black Rose 666. Bye.